Podcast number 2 for the evening. What? Stop looking out the window, guys.
I thought there'd be a naked man showering by now, but there's nothing.
He's the bloke. He just showers once a week, like the rest of us.
How do you know that? Somebody's been poking their eyes out the window.
See that chart on the wall? Can you just take that down for me, please? Don't look at the details, just take it down.
Right.
So, welcome to Review with the Crew, where we review
things that we
with the crew.
Yeah.
What we've been
watching,
consuming.
Yeah. We're going to have to work out a proper introduction to this.
Opinions of idiots, I think. That works.
Yeah.
Intros and outros need to be recorded very, very soon. Oh, we had all 4 of us here this evening as well. We could have done it.
Ross.
Oh, dear, Ross. So, yeah, let's just crack on, shall we?
I think we should. Oh, dear.
Right. One time.
Have we been watching loads of stuff this week?
I've watched a few things.
I've watched quite a few things. I've had actually a bit of a disappointing week in television and stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
I have. I've started a few things and not finished them, or just decided to discontinue them.
I've just remembered something I watched and thought,
Go on then.
God, what a waste of my life.
Go on, Paul.
Subject 17.
Subject 17.
Yes.
What is that?
Is it maths?
No. That would have been much better and would have vast improvement. It promised an awful lot, as these alien documentaries do. But it wasn't even entertaining. It was long, drawn out, with no direction.
Did you find out who Subject 17 was?
Oh, yeah, you find out right at the beginning. You watch him for about 5 minutes sawing some wood.
Is it an alien?
It's a man who believes he was tampered with by a group of aliens.
Did they put what's it up his arse?
It's a probe. In his shin.
A probe.
In his shin.
In his
shin. And the argument all the way through the film is whether it's a bit of grit he got in there at some point in his childhood or whilst riding his bike.
But there is a foreign object in his shin.
Yeah, which they take out and analyse, and it's just please, anybody out there, just don't go anywhere near this. It's just
we don't need to. Just tell us what it was.
No, they don't tell you. At the end
tell
of
us,
it,
Paul. Tell us what it is, Paul.
There's about 2 or 3 people that are adamant that it's alien.
Adamantium.
Yeah, and everybody else thinks it's just a bit of grit.
Right.
Amazing.
And there's all this shit poetry in the middle.
Poetry?
Yeah, this
Why
guy.
Why is there poetry?
He's trying to describe the scene in a poignant way.
With the scene of
with
where
an
I've
interesting
been.
American accent.
I'm a poet and I hate that sort of poetry.
Yeah, it's
teenage angsty.
Oh, it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's that. Yeah.
Is he wearing eyeliner?
Probably behind the camera. You only see him once, and he's
chopping wood.
Yeah.
Was it filmed on an iPhone?
Probably. It was just shocking. But me and the missus, we got to the point. It was just, we've come this far. We need to be able to see we've achieved something. We've actually sat through this. We've seen all of it.
How long
so
was
let's
it?
do it. It's only an hour and a half. It feels like forever.
You want a certificate for that, don't you? Really?
Yeah. So don't go anywhere near that.
I'll tell you what, to make up for that, go and look up on YouTube Joe Rogan interviewing Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
I've heard, yeah.
Ooh. Fucking mental case.
Is that a recent thing?
Yeah. Last about
he's set up an academy, hasn't he?
Yeah. He had someone come to him from the government.
Yep.
To get him to release information about aliens and UFOs bit by bit to the public to make it easier for them to handle when they reveal the real truth about
But that's
UFOs.
always been a theory, hasn't it, about science fiction movies?
Yeah.
What was it? Was that in a movie, actually?
It's probably been in a load of movies.
The idea is it's all the sci-fi movies are leaking little bits of...
Yeah. And he has basically got this company that he is involved with that have loads of ex-government workers and scientists and all this stuff. And they're going on about floating metal technology, lasers that can shoot massive objects into space and shoot rockets into space and all this stuff. And it's...
I need to go and watch this. I was just telling somebody about the fact that there's a guy from Blink-182 has gone a bit...
2.5 hours, but it's worth watching just to see Joe Rogan's face occasionally when Tom DeLonge says something and Joe Rogan goes, right, so who's that? And then he goes, well, I can't tell you.
Is he wearing a tinfoil hat?
No.
He might as well
he
be.
might as well be, but-
I'd say if he's not mad, he's just
Passionate.
no, he's come up with. He's trying to jump on the whole bandwagon of just let's cash in on this bullshit.
Oh, no.
And
He
he's-
really believes what he's
you
saying.
reckon?
Yeah,
I reckon he's
watch-
trying to pretend he really believes it.
You
to
watch
get-
that 2.5
the amount of money.
hours. You watch that 2.5 hours of him being interviewed by Joe Rogan, and you realise he really believes it.
I've only seen
there's
the
no acting in
snippets of-
that. He has lost it. And either there's something wrong with him, and he's fully believing these people that have come to him, but he's going like, yeah, this guy asked me to meet him in a cafe, and then told me that Area 51 does have aliens in. Like, why would someone tell you that in a cafe?
Yeah, surely you'd
Like-
go to Starbucks or something, wouldn't you?
Well,
You'd
well,
go
yeah.
to, not sorry, you'd go to like you'd go
a
to a bar,
a quiet
wouldn't you?
pub in the countryside, or no, it's mental. Like if you've got the time,
Starbucks is a
to-
cafe.
Yeah, if you've got time to
I
watch
fucked
it,
up that joke.
that's all right.
I thought it was perfect.
thought it was
You got the
perfect.
star in it,
Yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought
exactly.
that's for the reference.
Oh yeah, there you go.
But no, like if you've got the time to give it, like it's worth watching just to see. Like he gets them to put up footage, which Joe Rogan's assistant puts up on the screen on the YouTube video for you to be able to see. Because I listen to the podcast that he does, but seeing the footage that he's like, yeah, so this is footage of a UFO, and you're watching it, and you're like, that's not even real. That's like fake.
Oh yeah.
Like,
He's been
yeah.
dragged in by some absolute just.
Yeah.
It's obvious CGI bullshit. Anyway,
Right.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, that'll make up for it. Watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that'll make up for your bad experience with Subject 17.
It's, I've boycotted all of that for a little while. I'm just going straight back and doing my whole back catalogue of Zach Baggins and his Ghost Adventures crew.
Again,
I'm so hot for
you
them.
can't do it all again.
Oh mate, you've got to. You
How
wanted
do you do
us,
this, Paul?
you got us.
How do you do this? Why? How can you go through life not watching anything new?
We're
You
going
say- you
into an
say
evil
that.
situation.
You say that, but then I've started rewatching Friends.
Yeah, so have we to a
on-
degree,
on
but casually in the
Netflix.
background.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not
yeah.
sitting down
Like,
and
I'm doing stuff
watching
while
it.
it's on.
It's my bedtime viewing. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Right.
Yeah, and it's got to the point my 4-month-old little girl won't go to sleep unless I put Zach Baggins on.
Wow.
She can hear his dulcet tones.
Amazing.
So yeah, her boyfriends are going to be very interesting. Hey, what else I've been watching this week? I watched the Godzilla animation.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, was
Yes.
it good?
I really enjoyed it.
Planet of Godzilla, or was it called? Or Planet of
It's
the
just
Monsters?
called Godzilla.
Right.
It's
Or was it the Planet of the Monsters storyline, though?
I think you knew.
Yeah,
didn't you
I think
recognised
I
it.
haven't
didn't
seen the
recognise it.
cartoon, but there is an old Godzilla film that I think's something like Planet of the Monsters,
So
where
hang on.
they've
gone off.
humans
Humans
are
have
coming
gone
back
off. Yeah.
because Godzilla's taken over the planet with other monsters. So.
Yeah. So that's it. That humans have left Earth
Yeah,
because it was a radioactive mess,
Yeah.
and now they're coming back to
Yeah,
it.
so I think Planet of the Monsters was like 68 or something, wasn't it?
No idea.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like
I just read the premise when this animation was announced a while
that.
back.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so it's out.
it's out. Part 1 is out.
Oh, part one.
Part
Okay.
1 it is an hour and I think it's an hour and 40.
Ooh, have you seen Shin Godzilla yet? The Japanese reboot.
I'm not sure. Are we talking about the same thing? This
No,
is-
it's not animated. It's a live action movie.
no, I
I
haven't.
haven't
then.
seen it yet.
It's
either.
very good.
Right, I will
Carry on
get
with
all
your-
over that then as
I'll
well.
tell you about it in a second. But yeah,
This animated one, I sat through the whole thing. Really enjoyed it. It's a different take for me because he's usually the protagonist,
right.
or portrayed as some form of protagonist. Godzilla. In this case, he's a nasty piece of work. He's basically annihilated the planet.
Okay.
And it's basically, in fact, that you find out. I'm not spoiling it for anybody. You find out at some point that over time his genetic structure has influenced how the whole planet evolves.
Right.
So it's not even Earth anymore to a point,
Right.
Okay.
and it's really good. Really enjoyed it.
Right. Shin Godzilla.
Yes.
Go honestly, because you're a massive Godzilla fan.
Yeah.
Like it's such a faithful reboot,
Yeah.
but it's got a really interesting ending that made me scratch my head for such a long time. And I was thinking, what the hell does that? I just don't know what that means. And did a little bit of research and had a look into it, and it kind of makes sense now thinking back. But there's some really great style choices in it, like the monster design, for instance.
Yeah.
It's about as close as you can get to the look of the original Godzilla without it being a guy in the suit.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is nice. And at the same time, the other thing was like subtitling. So when you've got a new scene and it goes to a different country, you've got like the massive like Japanese like characters across one half of the screen that says "What Japan?"
Yeah, brilliant.
And then the other side is they've done the subtitles in the same characters, so your whole screen's just full up with loads of big Japanese characters and
amazing,
loads and loads of characters. It's just it's funny. I just like it. And it looks and feels like a 70s sort of creature movie.
Yep.
But it's a modern film.
Brilliant. No.
It's almost got that kind of modern B-movie thing without being to take the piss.
Yeah.
Cool. I'd give that a watch.
It's definitely worth a watch.
Brilliant.
Definitely. I wouldn't say it was like, a 10 out of 10 movie or anything, but, it's good.
It's worth a look.
It's just good.
Rad.
Yeah. Cool. What about you, Adam?
Well, yeah, I said I've been watching a bit of Friends just because there's been a lot of talk about younger people being angry at some of the jokes in it.
Or because of the sexism and the gay humour and stuff.
But then
or humour aimed at
I've watched
gay culture.
maybe nearly all of the first series, and nearly all of the jokes that I think they're picking on are jokes that are not actually taking the mick out of gay people or their culture, but actually taking the mick out of
each other,
people and each other's misunderstanding or not understanding of other culture and stuff. And actually, for when it was made, it's actually way ahead of its time. There was a lesbian couple who one of them was with a man and is having his child. One of the characters' dads is a woman in drag, a man in drag who's then had the sex change and become a woman. There's a woman who has her brother's kids surrogacy-wise. Like, there's loads of like quite interesting, way ahead of the time stuff.
It doesn't really hold too many,
not that bad.
Pull too many punches either, does it? Really?
No. They never really hold back with anything, and never sort of It is weird that it's a New York group of friends and that they're all white.
Yeah,
that's quite uncommon from people I know that live in New York. Like that, it's a whole white group of people hanging out.
True,
that's not common.
I don't recall seeing any
later on in the series
multicultural cast members at all so far. Actually,
yes, later on in the show that sort of comes in.
Right.
But all of the even you've got a guy who's quite feminine, who works in the coffee shop who's straight. They've got a lot of interesting characters in the show.
There are several things that I didn't remember, like looking back on the show. Not that I was ever an avid fan, but Gilly was, and we were both quite surprised to sort of realise how risky some of the humour is.
Yeah.
As in, there's lots of sexual stuff and lots of sexual innuendo, and they talk about sex quite a lot.
Yeah.
And I got to admit, I just thought to myself, would I let my 10-year-old kid watch this? No,
but then it was always on at 9 o'clock in the evening on Channel 4 when they first showed it over here. That's the thing. And I think for those younger people that are sort of upset by a lot of the stuff, like most of it's like quite clever. Like all the jokes that Joey makes about how men trick women and stuff, and how men won't phone back straight away and stuff, for the time was like, it's not rapey, it's not like power controlling, it's just that's
matter
how
of fact.
That was just how dating was in New York at that time. Men would leave it 4 days before they phoned back because otherwise you seem desperate. Women phone too quickly and they seem desperate, so the man doesn't want to go out with them. It was weird. It's not necessarily how things are now, but I wouldn't have said it's like horrendous the way that things are described. It's just how it was at the time. It's weird, but it's quite funny watching some of it. Some of it's still quite funny, and some of it's a bit like, oh, that's just not that funny.
The other thing I noticed, the amount of fucking cameos.
Yeah,
so many cameos in 2 episodes. Chris Isaac, Julia Roberts, and I can't remember the actress's name, but she was in Frasier. For a few episodes. But yeah, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, and the woman from the that woman from that band.
that one.
Yeah.
But and it's weird that
Even in the first series, there's loads of cameos. Like, it's quite crazy.
I think we may have been on the first season. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Anyway, but it's weird that some of the cameos get massive raucous applause,
Yeah.
and some of them, like Chris Isaac, just stepped in, and it's like, but it's Chris Isaac. Why isn't it? There's no applause at all.
But then,
You know?
how big was he at that point? Maybe for him, it was a small cameo that was to do with someone who worked on it,
Well-
rather than like when Brad Pitt walked on because he was married to Jennifer Aniston and was massively famous. You know, I suppose there are different levels, but yeah,
It still seems a bit, surely it should be.
someone just not doing their job in
like
front of the
putting the
audience,
applause
holding
sign.
up the applause
Come
card.
on.
Yeah. So yeah, but watched a bit of that. I actually rewatched a couple of episodes of second series of Dirk Gently because I just wanted to watch it again.
I started
I think
that,
you'd
actually.
like that. Dirk Gently on
Dirk-
Netflix.
Oh yes, you meant.
It's mental.
Yeah,
I've
Someone
started
mentioned
it
this
again,
to me
and
last week,
it's a little bit fucking like, in your face, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah,
It's very,
yeah.
and like the first time I tried to watch it, I'd fallen asleep watching the first episode, and like woke up during the second one, and it was
doesn't
just
make
like,
sense.
Oh my god, what's going on? Why is it all so loud?
Yeah.
And then I just went away and didn't ever watch it again. But somebody wrote in about it last week, actually,
Oh, wicked.
which they said it
Right.
was very, very good as well. And
Awesome.
in actual fact, if you watch it, it's a sequel to the books.
Oh, okay.
It's set as a sequel to the books.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, something to do with what's mentioned in
Right.
the script.
Yeah,
or
I
something
need
at
to
some point, but yeah.
reread the books. I think because it's been a long time.
I'll have another watch and
Yeah. So I rewatched a couple of that. I watched some more of the Star Trek.
Yeah, you
You started, didn't you?
I've just jumped in on that one about
Yeah.
fourth or fifth episode in now.
So have you seen the tardigrade yet? I can't remember when that comes into it.
Well, probably not. I can't. Oh, hang on. Is that the great big parasite?
tardigrade.
That's he's out. Yeah.
Yeah.
have you seen a Tribble yet?
Yes, I saw that sat on his desk. I'd not heard the C word. Have a lot of people
words?
saying there's a lot of C words in this one?
There
C
are
words?
swearing. There are swear words.
I've heard fuck in it, and I've heard shit and bloody.
Someone told
I
me there was
think
a C
there
word
is a
in
C
it.
bomb as well. I
Oh,
think.
really?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah.
I've missed that completely.
You're probably just too used to hearing it from
Wow.
Ross, aren't you?
Well,
Yeah.
Just water off a duck's back.
Disgraceful humour. I'm really enjoying Star Trek. It isn't traditional Star Trek by any means.
No.
And I can see why some of my mates who are hardcore fans really don't like it.
Yeah.
But as a sci-fi show that's set in a Star Trek-esque universe, I really like it.
It's a nice new take on the whole
Yeah.
idea, isn't it?
I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Like the stuff that they've done with the second half of this season, you've got to really be on board for it.
Yeah.
I think you have to be like, they picked up a lot of new viewers that weren't Star Trek fans
Exactly.
in the first half of this season, and I'd be interested to know how many of them stayed on for the second half.
Yeah.
While they do the whole dimensional thing. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good
and,
show.
And I watched the first episode of Altered Carbon.
Oh yes, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I keep seeing
did.
the advert for that. What's the premise?
The
on this?
premise is a guy is
Joel Kinnaman.
a criminal who is in this future world. You can be brought back to life and put in what do they call
sleeve.
it? A sleeve.
Yeah.
It's based on an old book, I think. Like a 2000 AD comic used the word sleeves for having your body put back into a.
It is based on a book. It's
yeah.
a novelisation at some point, yeah.
But yeah, basically, like this criminal's brought back to life 250 years later.
Yeah.
And then is tasked with basically working out a murder for someone, and then he'll get a full pardon.
Right.
But he was unaware that he was going to be brought back because
Yeah.
his consciousness has been stored in, like, I don't know, in deep storage as a
Yeah.
prison sentence.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's been brought back against his will, really.
Most of the people that are brought back are people like, there's one bit in it doesn't ruin anything for anyone, but there's one bit in it where this old woman walks over to this small Chinese lady and
Oh,
goes,
God, it's so dark.
and she just goes, "Mummy," and then the dad looks fuming and is going, "What the hell have you done? She's a 7-year-old girl." And the security guard's like, "Look, They get the sleeve they get. If you don't like it, make a complaint and you might get a new one. If not, you need to pay money and then you'll get a better one.
Because it's just a free one that they are kicking around.
Shit.
So if you die, you can get brought back, but you may not be in a body that's suitable for where your mind was at the time you died.
Christ.
Yeah.
And the guy whose murder he's investigating is the oldest and richest person on the planet. I think he's got something to do with inventing this technology.
Yeah.
And he's inside a new sleeve.
He's inside a new
And he's
sleeve.
pointing at where he was shot dead and the blood's up the wall. And he's like, so I need you to work out who killed me.
And he can't work out. He doesn't remember because his consciousness has been restored from a backup.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. I like it.
Interesting, yeah.
There's a cool hotel in it where, because there's like certain hotels that are all run by robots.
Blue Hotel.
And yeah.
Blue Hotel on a lonely highway.
Yeah.
It's a Chris Isaac reference.
Yeah, yeah. It's worth a watch. Honestly, give it a go. I think you'd like it. It's got elements of cheeky humour in there.
Yeah.
But then it's also got a kind of very Blade Runner-y feel to the world.
And Joel Kinnaman's very good.
He's all right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he operates better in TV shows, personally.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't like him in Suicide Squad, but then, badly handled movie. Didn't like RoboCop, but, very badly handled movie. The Killing, on the other hand, is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Really, if you've ever seen it. But
I've seen that, yeah. That is strong,
really
dark
good
stuff,
series, yeah. In actual fact, I didn't see the last season. I still never have.
Yeah,
so
I
need to
haven't
go
seen
back
the
and watch
last
that.
one. I need to watch that. Yeah. Yeah, I need to go back and watch that, actually. Yeah. I probably need to watch the season before just to remind myself what happened.
Well, I think it was getting all Indian reservation-y and stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I left it, I think. But anyway, yeah. Very good. Altered Carbon, that's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, on Netflix. I'm just trying to think if there's anything
So
else.
much sci-fi coming on Netflix at the moment.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. So, to be honest, someone was talking to me the other day about comic book fatigue and things like that, and I was just like, do you know what? If the only thing I could watch from now on was science fiction, comic book stuff, like whatever comic book stuff, it doesn't have to be superheroes, because there's so many comic books out there, and then documentaries, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you can have humorous comic book films, you can have humorous sci-fi, you can have dramatic stuff, you can have horror. You can kind of fit loads of different stuff into those categories and still have a sort of world of entertainment. So I'm up for more.
A good varied balance of entertainment, yeah. Yeah.
If I look at a breakdown of what I watch, just by default, just because of what's on the market, superhero stuff is taking up quite a large chunk of it, I think.
Yeah.
But there you go. It's the way of the world, isn't it? Not much that can be done. In actual fact, perhaps sci-fi tops it. But it depends if you want to put superhero movies into the sci-fi genre.
I think
Well, it depends. Certain stuff does.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy sort of veers off into sci-fi a bit more, whereas like Iron Man does, like Captain America not so much. Like that's
well,
more,
super
it has
soldier
those
serum.
elements. Yeah,
It's
but
science fiction.
it's not like full-on space and stuff sci-fi, is it? It's
No.
the stuff that's coming out now that seems to be a little bit more like hard sci-fi stuff. Like Altered Carbon's far more the sort of sci-fi I've been waiting for than we've had for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's, like with Blade Runner, there's some very
Yeah.
interesting ideas
Yeah.
in there and predictions and stuff. But anyway, go and watch it. It's very good.
What have you been watching?
Tell you what isn't very good, though, in my opinion,
Go
my
on.
humble opinion, is Big Mouth.
Big Man.
Oh, yeah. I got about 5 minutes in, 10
what's
minutes
that?
in at the most.
It's horrendous, isn't it?
It was really bad.
What's that one?
It's like
Animation,
a coming-of-age
isn't
animation comedy, and it's like
really
about
weak.
teenagers.
Where
and
he's got the monster as his hormones. Do you know what? I didn't like the first episode, and I wasn't too keen on the second, but me and the girlfriend ended up watching the whole thing, and it gets better. It's
Does
one
it?
of those ones where the first few episodes just aren't good enough to represent how much better the later episodes are and how
Right.
dark and twisted the humour gets. But, it's whether you can be bothered to watch that far in.
just reminded me of like Tenacious D type humour.
Yeah,
like, it's funny because he said cock.
Yeah.
And and that's just
Well, when they get later into it and one of the girls starts hitting puberty, and then she gets a monster.
Yeah.
That's when it becomes quite clever, and suddenly it's not so
one-sided, I suppose.
dick jokes like it is at the beginning. Actually, the humour becomes a lot cleverer, and the male monster is doing the dick jokes, but then suddenly he's got the female monster in his sight, and he's like, oh, I've got to be suave, and so he's trying to then be a different type of male, which is obviously affecting the boy, and the girl's monster's like, oh, she's being all, we've got to be a sexy woman, and then sees him and is just like, open my legs, and because they swap over a bit each.
Right.
Yeah, it's mental, like.
Okay.
Yeah, but it takes so long to get to that point.
That's the thing. I think something's really got to take me in the first episode
Yeah,
or two at the
right.
moment, because it's just too much choice.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so much you can just swap out to, especially with Netflix now. You can just okay, first episode that wasn't great. We'll just watch something else. Boom. Yeah, and I'm gone. As simple as that. The end of the fucking world. That's another one that I started.
Oh, so good.
I just watched the first episode, and I've got to admit I was not taken by the characters.
No,
but
it's a bit slow in the first episode, but it is really good.
Yeah, people keep raving about it, and I just came away feeling a bit. I've had a disappointing week as far as this is concerned, because I watched Thor Ragnarok as well last night again, and I've got to admit I was really disappointed.
Oh, I love it.
You know what? The first time I saw it, I was a bit kind of, maybe I've just watched this and Justice League too close together. And
Did you watch it at the cinema?
I did not watch it at the cinema.
Ah, there you go.
I watched Justice League at the cinema and Ragnarok at home.
Yeah, it's a cinema film, really.
And then I watched it at home in much better quality yesterday. There is a decent quality copy out there. But yeah, I like the humour, but it's not brilliant. That's the thing.
I don't know. I love it.
The humour doesn't land it, but it's the same sort of thing. There are a couple of jokes in there that are trying to be funny because of a sexual innuendo, and it's just
I think they land better than some of the humour in other superhero films that I've watched. They're not the humour in it's not quite on par with the first Guardians of the Galaxy humour.
Yeah.
But it's definitely better than the second Guardians of the Galaxy humour.
Feels more like they're trying to either write a film around the comedy rather than the other way around.
It's more crowbarred in. It's like they've got a certain quota to hit, and they have to put it in there.
And then by the end of the film, I was just getting tired of just going,
yeah.
That was all right, I suppose. The humour was okay there.
Yeah, I don't know. The storyline's amazing for where they're leading it to.
I like the feel of it. It's Flash Gordon, isn't it? It's that kind of...
Man lands on distant planet,
really
doesn't
campy.
know what's going on. Everything's quite camp and over the top.
Yeah.
It's great. What's his name? Jeff Goldblum. You love him in it.
Yeah. He's very good
as the
at it.
Grandmaster.
He's great, though,
he's amazing. There's a bit where he's talking about killing people that don't survive in his gladiatorial battles, while also DJing on these sci-fi looking high-tech devices that are bright pink and blue, and he's just going, so this is my track, woo, and he's like the Grandmaster song.
He's really good at nonchalant, effortless humour.
He's brilliant in it.
Have you ever watched Portlandia?
No.
Oh, please check it, and he's great in that as well.
I didn't realise.
So is Cal MacLachlan. He's really good in it as well. He's the mayor of Portland.
Better at that than he is of his stand-up, eh?
Yeah.
Oh no! It's not Kyle MacLachlan.
That's Craig MacLachlan. Sorry,
that's Craig MacLachlan. This is Kyle MacLachlan, who's in. He's Blue Velvet and Twin Peaks. And,
yes,
Rad.
Okay.
And The Hidden. That's a great film.
Is that a Craig MacLachlan movie?
Not Craig. That's a Kyle MacLachlan.
You're
getting me all over the place.
I'm so confused. Oh, Mona.
So he's not. He's not been in anything since Neighbours, and rightfully so. So we can just forget about him.
It is him that has attempted stand-up, isn't it?
It is him that attempted, and then he's
absolutely mullered by the audience.
Yeah,
that was hilarious. I'm going to find a bloody link.
Have you seen that again?
It
is incredible.
Oh, that's quite funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, and oh no, we've covered everything that I've watched. Yeah, so that's about all I've seen, to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my life.
Yeah.
There's a few things on Netflix that I've kind of not watched but put on my list to watch and things, and there's I've said before, I've dropped certain TV shows now because there's far better ones out. I watched the first episode of Black Lightning.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to watch
DC superhero show about a guy who's got electricity powers, and I've watched a couple of episodes. It's all right. I don't know if I'll keep watching it, but
I was done after the first episode.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll tell you what I have forgotten: the Last Guardian, PlayStation 4.
Oh, the game.
Yes.
Yeah, the one that carries on from Shadows of the Colossus and Ico.
None of them are direct sequels.
No, but the same team.
It's
Team Ico.
They look very similar.
Yeah.
Similar feel. All the architecture is very similar throughout the game and stuff.
Yeah.
But that's bloody good so far. I'm really enjoying that. It's on PlayStation Plus for $11.99 at the moment.
Nice.
So yeah, jumped at that. And PlayStation 4's 2 free games this month look very good as well.
What are they?
Which are, I can't remember their names. They've got weird names. I'll have to look it up. One of them looks very similar to The Last Guardian, actually. It's that sort of puzzle game, running around a large environment, solving intricate puzzles.
Cool.
I think that one's called Rhyme.
Oh, okay.
And the other one is called Knack, apparently.
Oh, Knack.
See what I mean?
Knack came out around the time of the PS4 coming out, and they've got
That's
a
right.
second one out now as well.
Okay.
It's very popular, but I haven't had a chance to play it myself.
Apparently it got really bad reviews. Oh, look at that. How weird. When I've opened up this page, we've got an advert for Shadow of the Colossus. As it
Yeah,
happens.
because they've redone it, haven't they?
They've done
it looks beautiful.
It does, doesn't it? Look at that. Anyway,
Probably one of my favourite games of all time.
Yeah. Well, rightly so. It's very, very good. Have you played Last Guardian yet?
No.
Oh, mate, you've got to go and have a look at it. The beast, the monster in it, is just amazingly
Feathers
animated.
and fur, isn't it?
He's like a griffin type thing,
Yeah.
Brilliant.
but a young one,
Like a
and
puppy
his wings are a
dog.
bit screwed, and he behaves like a puppy dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does things that remind me of my dog.
Yeah.
And I think I've got to look after him.
See, that's what's got me with it. They keep doing this. They did that with bugger me. What's it called?
Digimon.
No, it might as well be. No,
Furbies.
I can see. I keep getting this brain freeze, and I can see the words in my head, and I can't say it. Game of Thrones with the dragons, and it just really got me. That
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And it
the
made
dragons
me-
are good, aren't they?
yeah, and it just made me think. Oh, I can't watch. And they've done it again with Star Trek, with the
Oh, okay.
what's it called? The
Tardigrade.
Tardigrade.
Yeah.
You just want to give him a good slap and a cuddle, don't you? But
Yeah.
they know they're going to strap him into a machine and torture him.
Yep.
And that's as far as I've got so far. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck, can I really watch this now?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Yeah, continue to watch it.
Because things will get better.
Things
for
get
him.
better for
Good.
him as well,
Good.
actually.
Good. That's what I need to know. Because I'm sick of these. I tell you, the first one for that was Walking Dead.
Oh, God.
You get right behind a certain character and they become really endearing. They kill them off or torture them or do that. And it's just this constant pit of despair.
How far along did you see Walking Dead?
Walking Dead, I think I got into the third or fourth season and I just thought, I can't fucking do
You
this
didn't
anymore.
do the
Get
opening
invested
episode for Negan then? The character Negan with the baseball bat?
Probably. No, I didn't know. No.
Just go and watch the opening episode. You don't have to watch anything else.
Right.
Because the thing is with The Walking Dead that got me was
It's good.
after a while, it was like some people got better at acting. The storylines just
I've
seemed...
lost
Yeah,
all
they
hope with
just
it.
they just seemed to kill off characters, not because it actually meant something in the storyline and would lead people, other characters in it in a direction, but just because no one will be expecting it.
There was a lot of that,
and
and it was
it's
just
like, well, that's not good storytelling.
yeah, it was barbaric for the sake of it, and it was
Yeah.
just this constant, slow, steady decline of the characters, not just the script writing.
yeah.
It was just fucking dread.
And
Anyway,
they kept the son in there for too long.
He's just been bitten.
Yeah, but he's just... I can't believe he's got to the point where he's still alive to be bitten when he's such a bad actor. I can't believe they didn't get rid of him seasons ago.
Fair. He's going off to uni, I think that's why they're doing it.
Good. Well
So,
done,
yeah.
him. Go and do something proper and come back to acting when you've had some life experience.
Do something proper that'll earn you far less money,
Yeah.
which you probably can't have. It's probably sat in a trust fund somewhere, isn't
probably.
so
it? You got
dear.
that to look forward to with your cocaine fucking habit when you get to 25, haven't you? Anyway,
Oh, dear.
right. Is that it? Should we wrap this one up?
Well, the only other thing I've been watching this week was a lady getting showered.
Listen to our previous podcast.
Yeah, and
you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's too early to rate that, really, isn't it? I need to see another episode. So yeah,
tune in next week on that one for episode 2 of Rear Window.
Oh dear.
So yeah.
If you want to write into us at any point, ask us any questions, leave us any comments, you can do. Write us an email to snoothwiththecrew@gmail.com or podcast@snoonetwork.com.
Is the lady showering? Is it in widescreen? Oh, have they gone for the retro feel with a 4x3?
Yes. Tweet at us, Snoo with the Crew. Look for us on Facebook, Snoo with the Crew. Throw a rock through Paul's window.
I've no windows
Princess
left.
Street.
I have no windows left.
You can find all the links to our shows and all of our stuff that we do outside of the show on our Facebook page. So please feel free to go and hunt that down. We will record some more tidy endings for these shows.
No, we won't.
Just not tonight.
Yeah.
Not today. Soon.
Just imagine one.
Soon. We're all busy, all right? God, get off our case.
Yeah, go on.
Jesus.
Leave us alone.
Yeah.
All right, maybe don't do that. But
Okay, yeah, come back and listen.
Right. Thank you very much for listening. Say goodbye, guys. And
Yeah, ta-ra then.
Bye!
we'll see you all another time. Thanks very much. Cheerio, then. What was that? Squeak.
When you get to 40, that's how it ends up.
Just inadvertent noises when you're trying to stand up. Or when you get in the bath.
Oh, mate. Well, it's a combination of... and isn't it? It's this weird kind of everything. It's like an exorcism, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the exorcism of an old man. Whoa, just all flows out, and then you've got the whole thing all over again, trying to get out of the water.